IQ. He understands the sport. He looks at it in a mental sense. He knows what he needs to do.
And I said, yes, he did. He said, well, if Ray Leonard could beat Marvelous Marvin Hagler, then Terence Crawford can beat Canelo Alvarez.
Terence got a great chance to beat him, man. You know what I mean? Terence can box, Terence can move, Terence can punch. You know what I mean? Terence ain't gonna be doing like Skull.
Lennox Lewis expressed his surprise at the intensity of Terence Crawford's training camp for the Canelo fight. He praised Crawford's discipline and sharp boxing IQ, pointing out that when Crawford locks in with focus, he always knows the path to victory. For Lewis, this level of preparation is proof that Crawford is fully committed and ready for the challenge ahead.
Stay at the top and be at the top. He moves very well. He's a very elusive mover, and his work rate is high.
I won't ask you who's going to win the fight because I know it's a question you've probably been asked a million times, but I will ask you, do you think this fight goes the distance, or do you think this fight ends inside the distance?
Interesting.
Crawford's trainer, Brian "Bomac" McIntyre, dismissed the idea that the magnitude of this fight is weighing on his fighter. According to Bomac, there's no pressure on Crawford heading into this historic clash with Canelo Alvarez. He explained that Crawford has approached camp with complete focus, treating it as another step in his legendary career. Every detail of preparation, sharp, deliberate, and built around execution, has been aimed at proving why Crawford belongs at the very top of the pound-for-pound list. Bomac emphasized that Crawford is mentally calm, physically prepared, and strategically aligned to shock the boxing world.
No, I don't think there's no pressure on Terence because Terence will fight the way that he's used to fighting. So by saying all that stuff that Turkey say or anybody else say, that doesn't bother Terence not one bit. You know, we train for one way, the way we're going to fight, and that's the way we're going to get the job done.
People talk about this fight and they talk about the outcome of the fight. The sort of narrative online is that, look, Terence was moving up in weight, but we all know that Terence, when that fight was made with Errol Spence, it was seen as a 50-50 fight, and in reality what it was one of the most destructive performances I've ever seen. Should fans be surprised if Terence could manage to stop it?
I think that fans are going to be surprised when he dismantled Canelo. The more time goes on, the more time Terence can settle into that weight, the worse it's off for the opponent.
The last one for me, because I know this time is now as we're talking, so I just have one more question. If he manages to get through Canelo Alvarez, does that cement his place on the Mount Rushmore of boxing?
You just answered the question.
Rhetorical.
Legendary commentator Larry Merchant compared this showdown to one of the most famous upsets in boxing history, Sugar Ray Leonard's victory over Marvin Hagler. He noted the parallels, a smaller, quicker technician daring to challenge a naturally bigger, stronger champion. Just as Leonard relied on movement, skill, and ring intelligence to outmaneuver Hagler, Merchant believes Crawford has the tools to do the same against Canelo. In his view, victory will depend on precise footwork, sharp timing, and controlling the tempo of the fight. Merchant argued that the blueprint already exists in boxing's history, and Crawford has the ability to follow it.
I asked the great Larry Merchant, I said, do you think Terence Crawford has a chance to beat Canelo Alvarez? And Larry said, Jim, did Ray Leonard get an official decision victory over Marvelous Marvin Hagler? And I said, yes, he did. He said, well, if Ray Leonard could beat Marvelous Marvin Hagler, then Terence Crawford can beat Canelo Alvarez. And I said, why do you say that? He said, same equation. Get in, get out. Get in, get out. Yeah. Over and over and over. He's got to figure the angles and the approaches that will allow him to step in, land to the body, or occasionally upstairs, and then get out. That's what Ray did so effectively against Hagler.
Respected trainer Buzzy Ennis offered a bold perspective, pointing out that Canelo Alvarez has often looked frustrated when facing slick, mobile opponents. He warned that Crawford is exactly the type of fighter who can make Canelo lose patience. Unlike past challengers who lack the skill to trouble him, Crawford excels at creating angles, landing clean counters, and forcing rivals into uncomfortable positions. Ennis believes the fight will not be decided by sheer power, but by who can impose their rhythm. If Crawford succeeds in frustrating Canelo, Ennis suggested, it could set the stage for a career-defining victory.
And all that. If he can't touch you, you know what I mean? That's it. You know what I mean?
Now, did watching that make you feel like Terence Crawford has better than a 50% chance after watching? I know we've seen him against Lara back in the day, but now this is supposed to be a new and improved Canelo.
Yeah. I think, like I said, Terence got a great chance to beat him, man. You know what I mean? Terence can box, Terence can move, Terence can punch. You know what I mean? Terence ain't gonna be doing like Skull. Terence gonna fight you. You know what I mean? He's Terence from the street, man. You know what I mean? He knows what to do. You know what I mean? When it comes down to it. I think he's gonna wind up frustrating Canelo. You know what I mean?
So what's the right way? Because his skull was moving too much. Is as soon as he as soon as you turn him, then is that when you start firing off?
Well, see, the thing is, the right way is the way I would have my fighter. I'm boxing him, you know what I mean? And he coming at me, I'm hitting him, pop, 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 pop. And soon he gets set, I'll tie him up. Walking to the center. You know what I mean? We cruise to the ropes and do the same thing good. Keep on frustrating, hit the jab, boom, boom. Keep on moving, but also hitting him though. You know what I mean? And he gets frustrated, then he guards it. And it's a good night.
Bernie the Boxer Thaw, another key figure in Crawford's camp, issued a strong warning to Canelo. He declared that Alvarez is tailor-made for Crawford's style. According to Bernie, Canelo's powerful but methodical and sometimes predictable approach plays directly into Crawford's strengths, his ability to read opponents, adapt mid-fight, and strike with precision. He praised Crawford's instincts, discipline, and fearlessness, stressing that his fighter isn't coming just to participate in a super fight, he's coming to dominate. Bernie made it clear, Crawford knows exactly how to win, and he's willing to walk through fire to make it happen.
Well, a lot of people are saying about Crawford's age, but, you know, no boxing, no life, as Canelo would say. And Crawford still, you know, in age, but he ain't took no punishment. He's cautious, you know, he works hard throughout these years, so, you know, of course you're gonna, you know, you gotta count that in the factor, but in his heart, in his mind, his spirit, he's still youthful about boxing, he loves boxing, and this is one way to get him up. You know, he's a challenge guy, he loves a challenge, and Canelo is the biggest challenge you can get. You know, we gotta go up 2 weight classes, really 3 weight classes to get a guy like that. Hardest puncher, great counter puncher, tons of experience, undisputed champion, unified champion, a couple of divisions champion, and so we didn't get the Pacquiao or the Mayweather, but we getting Canelo, and nothing comes easy to Team Crawford, and expect us to look good on the 12th. Expect us to come out victorious September 12th.
Oh, we obviously just saw his fight against Skull, and people didn't obviously enjoy it, the back foot boxing from Skull and whatever, but what fight can fans expect from Bud? Because a lot of people think that it'll be similar to that or the Charlo fight or whatever like that.
The one thing about Crawford is he got guts. Them bums ain't have no guts. Them bums, they want to win. Crawford want to win. That's it. It ain't about no belt. It ain't about nothing. You didn't sign the contract. We want to win, and he want to be the best, and he is the best. So that's what's going to be the difference. You know, Crawford got guts. He got a fighting spirit. So when you see Crawford, he going to go in there and get busy with Canelo. Don't you even doubt that. You understand? You ain't never seen Crawford stay on the back foot and no fight in his life. You understand? He the type of guy to go get you. So expect him to go get him. We're going to do everything we can to him. We're going to do whatever we got to do, but one thing you can expect is Crawford is going to step to him, because you can't beat Canelo going on the back foot forever. You got to go get him. You got to do something, and he better know Crawford is coming.
In preparation for Canelo, Crawford has been sparring with opponents specifically chosen to replicate the Mexican champion style. Among them is Lester Martinez, a skilled professional with power and ring craft similar to Alvarez. Martinez has tested Crawford with pressure and strength, pushing him to adapt in real time. Reports from camp suggest Crawford has looked razor-sharp in these sessions, showcasing his counterpunching, accuracy, and ability to neutralize bigger opponents. By training with fighters like Martinez, Crawford is ensuring he enters the ring fully adjusted to the size, power, and intensity of a true super middleweight challenge.
Preparation. Sparring, like Terence being with Lester Martinez, he's about as good a concoction you could hope for as a sparring partner. I need a guy who can come forward with good timing, who's sharp, got good power in both hands. Lester Martinez for Terence Crawford. If you're Canelo, I need a guy that can switch. I need a guy with length. I need a guy with power, with skill. He gets Darrell Valsaint, who's 6'1", 154. He switch hits, southpaw, mostly southpaw like Terence, but can switch. Good long. His arms are almost the exact same length as Terence Crawford. And he's a young 23-year-old good athlete, And then I don't know if Canelo's sparring with Marco Verde, who won the silver medal for Mexico, but Marco Verde, again, 5'11", long arms, southpaw, can switch. I would think between Darrell Valsaint and Marco Verde, Canelo's getting awesome preparation. And then Terence with Lester Martinez. This is speculative, but someone did mention it to me on Twitter when I was talking about Canelo preparing with Valsaint. They go, well, Lester Martinez had to go home with migraines and pull out of the fight, and he was sparring with Terence Crawford. So, I mean, it's speculative, but you're like, well, if you put 2 and 2 together, if he was getting migraines from sparring Terence Crawford and had to pull out of the fight because of it, then that must mean Terence Crawford is doing well in the gym.
Analysts everywhere are buzzing about the stylistic clash this fight promises. Canelo Alvarez is known for his deliberate, thunderous approach, measured pressure, conserving energy, then exploding with devastating combinations. His body shots and uppercuts have broken down countless opponents. Terence Crawford, however, thrives on rhythm, improvisation, and constant movement. He switches stances effortlessly, creates angles with pivots, and lands with sudden precision. Experts argue this isn't just power versus speed, it's calculation against creativity. Canelo embodies strength and method, while Crawford brings unpredictability and adaptability. The result could be one of the most intriguing chess matches modern boxing has ever seen.
Be predictable. I think Canelo, he likes to go to the same combinations, quite repetitively, whereas Crawford is unpredictable, and in spite of not having the size, it's the shots that you don't see that hurt the most, and maybe Crawford can hit him with some unexpected shit. And because of the repetitiveness of Canelo, maybe he can time him, maybe he can counter-punch with him, because Crawford is unbelievable at that. But I'm fascinated to see if Crawford has the power to get the respect of Canelo Alvarez, because when you don't, it's a long night. Not nice. Like Crawford did well against Madrimov, and he won that fight for me quite clearly, but Madrimov was countering him. If you can counter the counter puncher, you can give them a lot of problems when they're not used to that, and Canelo can counter people really well. And as great as Terence Crawford is, we've never seen him in there with someone with the power of Canelo Alvarez. This is a different world of power. And look, maybe Canelo doesn't throw as many shots as he used to, and maybe Crawford might look at that and go, you know what, I'm going to try and outpoint this guy, not get into a war with him, but just show my boxing, genius, and outpoint him and outland him. That's possible. It is. This is why this is such a fascinating matchup, man. We've been treated to some amazing fights. Usyk Fury, for example, this is another one of those mega fights on Riyadh season.
For Crawford, winning is less an option than a natural instinct. His career has been defined by resilience and his ability to rise in the biggest moments. Training for Canelo has pushed him to new limits, ensuring he can sustain intensity across 12 grueling rounds. Meanwhile, reports from Canelo's camp show that he too is sharpening his tools, sparring with younger, faster fighters to replicate Crawford's speed, agility, and unpredictability. Both men understand the magnitude of this contest, and neither camp is leaving anything to chance.
They had this little fracas. It looked kind of WWE to me, but we know Crawford is coming to try to win. That's his DNA, that's his nature, and I think that's what he will attempt to do. So it will be up to Canelo to show him moving up to this weight class was a mistake. Weight classes exist for a reason. So I really like what I'm seeing, Canelo getting young sparring partners in there. He probably is giving them advice and using them for their energy. It's like 50 Cent said in Hustler's Ambition when he said, I need you to hate so I can use you for your energy, right? He's using these younger fighters because Canelo was once the young, hungry fighter, right? And now he's using these younger fighters and sparring with them and working with them as he prepares for this. Now, I think there is something on the line for both fighters. Canelo, baby, you want baby, I know that. And also Terence Crawford. But this, especially for Canelo Alvarez, he's not going to want to lose this fight because it's a smaller person. I think it'll be more embarrassing.
Former champion Zab Judah gave glowing praise to Crawford, calling him sharp, fast, and deadly accurate. Judah predicted that Crawford's mix of speed and precision could be enough to put Canelo on the canvas. He described Crawford as one of the rare fighters with both the intelligence and natural gifts to truly trouble Alvarez. In Judah's eyes, this fight isn't just about edging rounds, it may come down to Crawford making a statement with a knockout.
Let's talk about the fight. What you guys think about the fight? Let's get real. Crawford in one. No, I'm just playing. Nah, I think Crawford.
You see how you don't? You don't believe in Crawford. You don't believe in Crawford in one.
No. Crawford in one. No, hell no. Crawford in one. No.
Okay.
I got Crawford by decision.
I got Crawford by decision. And I got Crawford by I got Crawford by a beatdown. If he do what I think he's gonna do, be smooth early and then step it up 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. By the 9th, 10th round, you might see Canelo go sit down. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. If he step it up the way he's supposed to, and that I think that I know he can do. Watch what I say, y'all. Watch what I say.
Sit down.
Sit down.
By stumblage, like by balance or something like that, by hurt.
What's called punches putting people down. I haven't watched, but I'm telling you, that boy is strong. He's sharp. Speed.
Respected trainer Derek James offered cautionary words to Canelo Alvarez. He emphasized that Terence Crawford is unlike any opponent Canelo has faced before. While Alvarez has fought heavy hitters and master technicians, Crawford brings a rare blend of fluidity and explosiveness. James explained that Crawford is hard to time, thrives under pressure, and often performs his best in high-stakes situations. His warning was clear: if Canelo underestimates Crawford, it could prove to be a costly mistake.
I think it's a good fight. I think that it's a great challenge because I think both guys have great attributes, right? That, they do, and I think they have great attributes, and I think that, so you're looking to possibly see a great matchup, a great fight. One could be an intellectual fight for Crawford, smart, intelligent fight. And I think for Canelo probably has to be the matador in this one.
He has to be the what?
Matador.
Matador, yeah.
Yeah, basically, let me see. No,
the bull.
You gotta be the bull.
Canelo has to be the bull in this one.
You gotta be it because I think he's fighting somebody faster, more athletic. Whatever it is that he's doing, he has to be better at that than he is at any other night in his life.
But the big talk here, and the thing that I always go back to, is just the weight class. Crawford's going up 3 weight classes. The last time he fought, went up on weight, fought Madrimov. You say you don't watch boxing, but he got, a lot of people. Madrimov.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, 154.
I saw that fight.
Rising star Jaron Boots Ennis weighed in, calling this matchup a true 50-50 fight. He acknowledged Canelo's size, experience, and dominance at higher weight classes, but also recognized Crawford's unmatched skill set, adaptability, and mental toughness. Ennis stressed that both men possess tools capable of neutralizing the other. His conclusion: fans should prepare for a razor-close contest where every round counts, and either man could emerge victorious.
50-50 fight, I guess it's a fight that everybody wants to see, so it's a good fight.
How difficult is it to make that jump from, he only had one fight at 54, so like 147, 154, it's 168 pounds.
You said how difficult is it?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be a little difficult because you got to, what are you going to have to put on, like an extra 14 pounds, so he might be a little slower, or who knows, he could be faster, I don't know. Like, you got to add more weight and gain more muscle and stuff like that, moving up in weight and things like that, so it's a little harder, but I don't know. We'll see on fight night how he'll look.
What does Terence Crawford have to do to be successful in that fight?
Be smart. Take his time. Box and move. Don't sit there and let him try to bomb him.
What about Canelo Alvarez?
I feel like had to press him. Everything behind the stick. Catch him, try and pull out, pull back, anything. Cutting the ring off, things like that.
Is it one of those situations where you try to punch on like the smaller man, like arms,
hips? You want to bully him. You want to bully the smaller guy.
Former middleweight champion Daniel Jacobs, who has shared the ring with Canelo, offered an informed perspective. Jacobs admitted Alvarez is an elite fighter, but he also sees something special in Crawford. He noted that Crawford's determination, sharpness, and intensity in training prove he belongs at this level. Jacobs suggested Crawford may need to press the pace, testing Canelo's stamina and work rate. Though the challenge is immense, Jacobs firmly stated that Crawford has a real chance. Having witnessed his preparation firsthand, Jacobs believes the Omaha-born champion can rise to the moment and possibly shock the world.
Canelo Alvarez, and since then, obviously, naturally, he's slightly declined. Do you see this decline that people talk about?
Well, I can see in increments because Canelo, which I've always said is an amazing legendary fighter, but he fights in spurts. So sometimes it takes for the opponent to actually initialize him giving the best. When he was faced with me, the opposition that I had and what I was giving him, it was just a lot. Whether it was boxing, whether it was coming forward, but most importantly, it was the punches and bunches. And so he was forced to either stand there, wait for the right time, or be combative and go back at it. So I think that's what Crawford may have to do. Push the pressure, make Canelo fight, or maybe just play it safe, win on points, you know?
That wraps up today's video. Stay tuned for more updates and analysis.